welcome back to the project that never seems to end. Today I'm going to be bending some more tube and put the 980 Ti in. There's a few tubes I actually don't need to change, so it's going to be pretty easy. I should be able to finish it tonight. It is now 12 a.m. Hope to get to bed by 4 a.m. So the only tube I really need to run is coming out of the video card and going to the rad. I'm going to change the loop up so that the video card gets cooled from the top rad and from the smaller rad. So it's going to go top rad into the video card, out of the video card into the rad, and then out of the rad into the pump. I guess when the flow is going super fast, it doesn't really matter. The water ends up being the same temperature anyway, but in my mind, that's how I want to do it. So I'm not going to show you how to do anything because we already covered that before in the other video. I'll just time lapse this and super speed through it, and I'll talk to you when I'm done. So I just did this really intricate bend here, which actually turned out awesome. And this replaces the bend I had before that had all the 90-degree fittings. So I replaced all the 90-degree fittings with this pipe. And this is now going to come out of the outlet of the pump and into the CPU, out of the CPU into the rad. So this is where this pipe's going to go. And then we're going to return back to the pump from this side of the rad. Okay, so now I need to make sure that this video card is going to clear this tube that I bent up through here, and then I'll show you what I want to do next. Okay, so the tube clears it perfectly, and what I want to do next is come out of the video card, down like this, and then make another curve, and then go back and come out underneath the rad. Alright, so the last piece I gotta connect is the return line from the rad into the reservoir. I got my video card line ran, and it was a pretty intricate bend, but I think it turned out pretty good. So I bent this line, but I don't really like how it looks. I want to put a 90-degree fitting in here, kind of to match how this is going. So what I'm gonna do is I cut my first piece here. So that lines up right there with this, and then I just got to cut another connecting piece like that, and it lines up pretty good. I have a couple straight pieces that were already cut off, so I don't know if they're already the right length. This one looks pretty close. No, that one's too short, but there's kind of the idea of how it's going to connect. And I like this loop a lot better than the loop I had previously. So I'm going to get this connected up, and then we can do a leak test. Alright, it's 4:15 a.m. When did I start at? 12? Anyway, it's retubed. I like how the flow is going to be now, and I'm getting better with bending. I didn't waste as much. I think I only used two and a half. I bought 6, and there's 3.5 left. So I used 2.5 tubes. I got this one actually on my first try, and it's pretty intense too. I'm trying to marathon through this whole weekend, so I'm probably going to go to bed now and then do a leak test tomorrow, and then let it run for like 7 hours or something, and then start wiring everything up, and then refill it with the Mayhem's Ice White. And Then I'm back in business. Let's do this. Got everything paper toweled up in case we have a little spill, and yeah, let's fill this bad boy up. Now there will be a bit of murky water because the Mayhem's Ice White is still in the rads. I think there might be a little bit left in it. And I just realized I didn't hotwire the power supply yet. So I need to find a paper clip. So it's been running now for about an hour and things look good. There's tons of air in it still, but that doesn't really matter. So I'm gonna let it run for the next 12 hours. I can refill this if it's not leaking and then start wiring things up and get back to seeing what these temperatures are gonna be like. Alright, so the leak test is done and I'm ready to fill this up. I actually changed this pipe around here. I didn't really like how the other one looked and I had a lot left over, so I cleaned it up and made a nice bend here and then did a 90-degree up. I have a temperature sensor here that I'm going to install on the top of the reservoir, and I want to do that now before I start filling it up. This just goes on the top and has a little wire that comes out to a little display with Molex. I still don't know where I'm going to install this display, but at least I want to get the top in, and just so I don't disturb anything and just get it plugged up. So I'm going to put this in and then we'll fill it up. So I got the temperature sensor installed on the top there, ran it out through the back, and I'm going to fill it up with the Mayhem's Ice Pastel White. And I might fill it up a little bit, run it, and then drain it just because there's going to be a little bit of water left in it. So I don't want it to be too diluted, so I'm going to do that. If you want to know how to mix this, watch my video before where I mixed this already and told the exact amounts that you need. Alright, so everything's topped up and there was no leaks except down here in my drain. I ended up putting 3 zip ties on it because I don't have any clamps, but there was a little bit of leakage around here. So I put 1 zip tie on, didn't work, 2 zip ties didn't work, 3rd zip tie seems to be dry under there now, so no issues, and it's looking great. I like this new tubing. So I finally got all wired up and everything's working, and it seems to be posted fine, and we got the 980 Ti in it, and I installed my heat gauge up here for the res, and right now it says 25 degrees Celsius, and it's got a max limit of 70, well probably 80. So I'm going to let it run for about 4 or 5 hours, and then I'm going to put the top fan back in, and I can start doing some benchmarks, see what kind of heat we're getting out of this thing. Anyway, thanks for watching this video, and there might be one more left. Anyway, see ya.